Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing a giant vintage haul. Fucking sensational. So, this is a vintage designer haul. And I will start by telling you where I got these fragrances from. I got them from Canada. It is a mixture. I got a couple of fragrances for a friend of mine from La Parfumière. Unfortunately, I've already given those fragrances to her. And they were a couple of La Parfumiere's own brews. They make their own fragrances. And I gave one of my friends a bottle I got from them. I think it was one of the Imperial ones. Like a clone of Creed or something like that. And I gave it to my friend, and she really, really liked it. And she requested that I get her a couple more bottles, so I did. But I've already given them to her, so there's a couple of bottles from La Parfumière. Then there is a couple of bottles from Maximum Fragrances, owned by Eugene's friend, Samir, who was a great lad. Thank you, Samir. And in the end, I asked Samir to send these, and Catherine, to send all these parcels through to Anuj, who would then ship to me. Because Anuj has shipped me many a big haul now. So, we shall start. We shall start with the two fragrances, 3 bottles I got from Maximum Fragrance. Now, you may have heard, or you may not have heard about the Lilial reformulations doing the rounds in fragrance circles at the minute. A lot of fragrances were abruptly removed from sale on the 1st of April because that's when the period of grace ran out and the hard ban on Lilial came in. A lot of fragrances have been reformulated for this. A lot of fragrances have been simply discontinued. Brands have taken the opportunity to do both. And I have a friend who works at Tom Ford who told me that one of the fragrances that had been removed from sale but hadn't been replaced was this. Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver. I really, really like this fragrance for the heat, for the summer, which it is at the minute. Heat it is not, but summer it is. So I decided to see if I could track a couple down, and Samir had some. Just came in, and I was very, very keen to acquire them, and he agreed to keep me a couple of bottles. So thank you, Samir. I bought them, and he sent them off to Anuj and Enchanté for me. Or Eugene dropped them off, I think, actually. Thank you, Eugene. Didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it greatly. So they are the first couple of bottles. Just a couple of backups because I really love that stuff. And it's the type of fragrance I reapply, with the long days in the summer. You put it on in the morning and then like 6 hours later, you don't necessarily need to reapply, but I like to freshen up, especially in the summer. So I got one of those. Next, I decided to back up one of my favourite Guerlains. This has been repackaged now into a bottle of the new L'Homme line with the square bottles, but I wanted to get one of these, and it is 100ml of this fragrance. Linstone de Guerlain Eau de Parfum. Love it. And I got the 100ml this time. I thought they only came in 50ml, but apparently in North America you can get 100ml in select places. So I decided to back this up as well. I'm going to get through that 50ml bottle, and it is one of my favourite Guerlain fragrances, so I'll get through that 100ml, no problem. I did tell you about the La Parfumière fragrances that my friend got. she really enjoyed there. I don't know which one it was. It was a clone of a Creed. But if you know the story behind the Le Parfumier Creed like thing, then you will know that Big Tony, Catherine Le Parfumier, has very, very good reason to produce clones of Creed. Who it appears has always been a shifty little bastard. Anyway, moving on. The rest of this haul is from Enchanté, Anouge. Thank you, Anouge. I will start off with the little freebies that he sent. And he sent me, I love shit like this. I love these little kits, I must admit, especially when they're packaged so well. And this is in like a lovely little metal tin. This is Hermèse's Eau d'Orange Verte. This is like a little like going away kit, you know. You go on a little business trip. You take this with you. You've got the soap in there, and you've got the shampoo. Shampoo, absolutely pointless for me. Maybe so I could wash the hair on my arms, on my beard, or something. There, that's it. The other one is a shower gel, I believe. What are you? Maybe it's a balm. Yeah, it's a face balm. Sorry, I beg your pardon. And then this is a lovely little 30ml, but it is on a plastic bottle, which makes us wonder. I'm going to get to try this because I know he's got some vintage bottles of this, and I would like to buy one if I like it. So there it is. This is a lovely little thing, I think. Very retro looking as well, you know. I like that sort of thing. Nice little tin. So not for sale, which is handy because I didn't get it I didn't buy it. It was gifted. Next is a Punjab Mini. Marvelous. Oops, it's backwards. Look at this. I love minis, as you well know. I've got a little mini city. I'll go back in. Don't be this way. It's trying to burst back out, but I don't want it to. Yes, that's right. You go back in. So I've got a Punjab Mini. I also got a one-man show Mini. Outrageous. Not huge on one-man show, to be honest, but I'm huge on minis, so look at that. They just don't make stuff like this anymore. It's great. And it's got a polystyrene, outrageous. It's got a polystyrene insert in the middle. I don't know if you can see that. Love shit like this. Yeah. One day I'm going to set them all up somewhere and show you them and see what you think. Great little display that'll be. So, he also sent me this as a freebie. And this is a little bit mad. This is Eau de Cendrie by Giacomo. I've never smelled this before. I've never heard of this before. But it's very vintage. It's very 30 years ago, you know? It's got a strange darkness to it. I'll try it. The lid has absolutely no right being on top of that bottle. It literally just sits there. There is nothing, you know? It's just a piece of plastic on top of the bottle and nothing else. A lid, barely. Right. Into the haul proper. I will show you first a couple of the backup bottles I got. So, I'm not going to get these out. You've seen these on the channel before, but I decided to get a couple of bottles of Basil Uomo. This stuff I like to reapply every 4 hours. I love the opening, I love the mid, the dry down. A little bit leathery, it's a little bit like Tuscany per Uomo. But I like this, it's a little bit fresher. So I decided to back this up because I really like it and I don't want to be without. Next, I got myself a further backup. Oh my God. A it feels criminal not leaving this till like nearly last because it's an amazing fragrance. But this is Femme Rochas, and this is an early 80s version. Maybe it's even a late 70s version. No, sorry, is it a late 80s version? I think so. This is unbelievable. This is one of the best fragrances I've got in my collection. It's so ambery, it's so rich, it's so fucking brilliant. You know, I'm gonna do a proper video on it when it comes to the autumn, and try and get out and explain how I feel about this fragrance. I haven't done a proper review for a while, so I might review this, but this is a backup. I've got a few of these now. Don't ever want to be without that. Any other backups I see here? No. Well, yes, this one. I decided to pick this up, even though it doesn't have... This is a refill, and it doesn't have a bottle to go with it, unfortunately. Or a container to go with it, but you'll see why I bought it when you see what it is. It's the vintage Santos de Cartier. I'm now set for this. I've got a 100ml of this, and I've got a 50ml of this, and a 30ml of this. So I wanted another big bottle if I could possibly get one, and here it is. Not going to be much good for displaying. It's got that Comme des Garçons thing going on, you know. But this is an absolutely brilliant fragrance. Like a really, like, it smells vintage. It's an 1981 sort of classic. Absolutely love it. So, into the haul proper. Let's start with something I found another backup. Another backup I have found is this. Zah, as Lex Alice would say. Absolutely love it. This is the oak moss I know and love. Strangely, over here, I'm planning to wear this soon, and this is Eau d'Azur, which I also got off a Nuge, but that was a while back. Anyway, that's Zah. Fantastic stuff. So let's have a look. Can't see anything that is a backup again. No. Okay then. So let's start. This is Cocorico by Jean-Paul Gaultier. I was so desperate to say Jean-Paul Gaul on there. Jean-Paul Gaultier, JPG. Excuse my tiredness. I've just yawned. Chocolate. A little bit like Lindt. Let's have a little spray. Fresh. Very good. And if you see here, can you see? You make out? That is a tribute to the Lamal bottle. You see there? Genius. Very clever how they've done that. I like that. Triumph of design. But there's Cocorico. He's not very happy, is he? Great presentation. Good smell. Different from Lamal, which is basically all Jean-Paul Gaultier, apart from Classique puts out now. Cocorico. That smells really nice in the air. Sweet. Next, what shall we go with? I know what we'll go with. A partial of Monsieur Carvin. This is an atomiseur, so it's under pressure. Look. Notice. This is a really old school fragrance, and it's under pressure, so it's like a vintage bottle. It's so vintage that it's like predates like the invention of the sprayer or the atomizer. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. That is lovely. I'm going to try and blast this a couple of times during the summer. Very classic, very French, very nice. I've got another bottle of this actually now I think about it. Also equally empty. Next, what shall I pull out? What's this? Aha! This is a little partial. I think this is just a partial. This is the original version of Declaration by Cartier. And news assures me that this is one of the original run, and I'm inclined to believe him. Fantastic. Looking forward to wearing this as well, you know. I think you can see me in the cap there, can't you? Hello. One of the original Cartier fragrances. I say that, but I don't actually mean it, because obviously Santos and Pasha came out before this, didn't they? But this is a Jean-Claude Eleanor. That Monsieur Carvin's just starting to hit now. It's really nice. Very herbal. Anyway, very green, dry. Cumin and rose, apparently this. Spice and rose, one of Jean-Claude Eleanor's signatures. A little 50ml bottle, partial. I don't own it, so I thought I would get it. Again, this is a backup as well. I didn't see this, but not to worry. A vintage Le Troisième Homme de Caron by Caron. This is my second bottle, as you can see, of the vintage. I'm set for this now, I think, because it's a strong fragrance. Eugene really rates this, which is good. And Anuj said he's going to give Eugene a decant of it so he can compare the new one to the old one, which I think is a great idea. Yes, so I'm happy to have a backup of that, because I don't want to be without that either. Next, I'm going to save that. I haven't unboxed this, so let me just do that before I take it out. I know this is a splash as well, so it's got the bloody... I appreciate how well Anuj wraps these up, but those little bits of fucking polystyrene are just a nightmare beyond comprehension. Anyway, what this polystyrene was protecting was Herrera for Men, a vintage splash. This was distributed by Puig, I believe. It's an old fragrance from 1991. Oak moss heavy, really nice. I smelled the recent version of this in the shops and I was blown away. I was like, wow. I was like, I wonder if I can get a vintage of that. And then I was like, I asked Anuj a few times and he was like, no, I haven't. And then he came up with a splash and I was like, ooh, I'm sold straight away. I'm expecting big moss from this. So that'll be a boon, won't it? I've tried the latest one and it's really good actually. I don't know how they got the moss replicated, but it was really nice. So that is Herrera for Men. Get this cheap as chips online. Next, I'll save that later as well. I can't save them all till last. I don't know what we'll do. Again, this is a bottle I've already got. Backup of the original Tom Ford for Men. This was released in 2007, I think. And then it went through a reformulation of famous... Excuse me. Went through a famous reformulation in about 2009, 2010, because it had only just been released. And it had something in it that it shouldn't have had. And this bottle dates back to the original releases. I've already got a bottle of this and I want to start wearing it. It's a very good fragrance. The lasting power doesn't seem to be great, but it might just be me going anosmic to it, because it wouldn't be like a Tom Ford fragrance for it to just disappear, you know. Likes these fragrances to stick around, as do I. There's nothing wrong with wanting performance from your fragrances. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. People trying to tell you what you want. Anyway, Next, Vetiver by Givenchy. This is the old school version, which was made by Givenchy itself. Parfum Givenchy. I think the newer ones are made by like another company. You know, this is when fragrance houses had their own. They had their own perfume divisions. You know, so that's good. We enjoy that sort of thing around here. What else am I looking for down there? I should show that next. It's another bag up. Yes, I haven't tried this. I've never smelled it. It was a blind buy, so I'm looking forward to it. Next, this is Cosmere Safari. I've got 3 of these now. I'm set for these. I don't need any more of these. This is a test arm, and I have to find the bottle that I was using and put it into storage and apply the lid to this one. You might have seen a couple of weeks ago I got a bottle off someone, Modicea from Base Notes. I just decided to snap them up. They were really good prices, and I don't want to be without this. It's a really good fragrance. It's when Ralph Lauren made great fragrances. So, tester in case you didn't know. A little bit of toilet roll on there, Anoush, thank you. Next, there's one from left field. This is Gianfranco Ferré, Eau de Cologne. This is Bergamotto Merino, and it's bergamot, oak moss, jasmine, and neroli. It's really nice. I imagine I'll sail through this. I'll just reapply this every 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. I don't know what the concentration is. Apparently it's an eau de cologne. Oh well, it does say eau de cologne on it, so there we are. I just took a punt on this. It's a total blind buy. It's nice though. I have sprayed that one. Next. What shall we do next? I know what we'll do next. We'll do this. A bag. Marvellous. But what's in the bag? I'll tell you. Why, it's none other than Enrico Caveri. Italian house, another blind buy. Very aromatic. I've sprayed some on my arm. It's, oops. Have I sprayed some on my arm? Maybe that was a different one. I'll just put that back. Anyway, this is Enrico Caveri. Getting a little bit confused. I think I've picked out the wrong bottle there. Anyway, I got 2 bottles of this because it was only a 50ml and I wanted 100. So, an Italian aromatic fougere sort of thing. I'm looking forward to wearing that, discovering it, see how it goes. Comes in its nice little bag. We'll like a little bag. 90s release, I believe, but I might be wrong. I don't know a lot about most of these fragrances. Most blind buys. Next, a fragrance, when I heard the name, it just made me want to buy it. Massively so. And this is Nazareno Gabrielli, Eau de Toilette Pour Homme. That is a name which inspires... Oh my God, the colour. Oh my God. That is absolutely shocking quality plastic. I don't know if you can see that. That is appalling. Love it. Let's have a spray in the air. Oh, it smells a lot like Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, that. It's got that lavender and citrus top. Oh, that's beautiful. So, if you're looking for something similar to Dolce & Gabbana but you can't find it, this might not be a bad shout. That's incredible. Nice. Thanks, Anuj. Next, what shall we do? Another complete by and by, and it's from the House of Russia. And this is possessing of a crazy lid. I can't get anything from that. This is Mystery, or Mystery, I don't know, by Russia. Great lid. I'm a fan of the off-centre sort of lid. See what it says on the back. Eau de Parfum, composition, note de tête, galbanum, cascarille, narcisse, violet, mousse de chêne, cypress. Nice. It smells lovely. Just from the little wafts I got there. Absolutely beautiful. I'm intrigued to try this. Rochas, I don't know why, but I used to think Rochas was like a shitty clone house. I don't know why I thought that. I had absolutely no reason to think that whatsoever. So what the hell I was thinking, I have no idea. But everything I've smelled from them has been brilliant. Really underrated. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. What should we do next? I know what we'll do next. We'll do this, then this, and then these. Okay, so this fragrance is called Michael Kors for Men, or Michael for Men. Eau de Parfum. I had the chance of buying Michael Kors Bang in the crazy bottle, but I remember when that fragrance was like, I remember that fragrance being reviewed by like Robes Away and like a couple of other people, and them just being like, that's average. And just because you can't get it anymore doesn't necessarily mean it's a good fragrance, although I do collect that kind of fragrance. I like that. But I just didn't want that. But this is Michael Kors, Michael for Men. Never smelled it. Excuse me. Never smelled it before. Can't really pick much out there. Nice bottle though. No cap. It's clearly a tester. Doesn't say tester on it anywhere though, but it's a nice fragrance. I'm looking forward to getting to know it. Next, we have... Oh my goodness. No, I'm going to save that one for a minute. Next, we have a fragrance which looks filthy in and of itself. It is a tester. And it is called Bleu Marin de Cardin Eau de Toilette Vapo Spray. This is Pierre Cardin Bleu Marine. Had a little sniff of this before. It's quite nice. It doesn't smell like a... Can you see me? Yo, hi. It smells not like a blue fragrance. It's more woody, I think. Bottle's weird. I wish they made more bottles like this these days. It's a 75 ml. It's an eau de toilette. No, it's not. It's an eau de parfum, I beg your pardon. Is it? No, it's an eau de toilette, but it's at 78% alcohol dilution. So, how strange. 78% for a fucking eau de toilette. That is unusual. Next I have a formerly popular bottle of something that was big in the 90s, and it's getting difficult to get now. Don't overpay for it though. It's called Night Flight by Yope. Lovely bottle. I must admit the cap's absolute dog shit, like. But the bottle's really nice. I like the design, I like the colour, I like the engraving. The plastic on the bottle is absolutely heinous. I can't tell you how bad it is. Well, I can't tell you how bad it is, I just have, but bloody hell. It was produced by Lancaster, which is like, I don't know where that goes up to in the Yope law. But it'll be up there, you know. Yeah, that's Night Flight by Yope. Still got a few to go. Best part of 10. Next, we have a strange oddity, right? This is from Narciso Rodriguez for him, and it's called Musk. Narciso Rodriguez. It's Musk for him. I think this is Narciso Rodriguez for him, but it's an oil parfum. This is something you just put on your skin, and then I imagine you put the eau de toilette over the top, you know? Not that the eau de toilette performs badly or anything, but I like little oddities like this. I've got the Saint Majesté Rose by Serge Lutens, that sans alcohol too. That's really interesting. It's just like a thick, like, gloopy oil base of it. It's really strange, but it's really good. This is a tester as well, and I'm quite chuffed to have it because I like little strange things like this. The lid just pulls off, and then there's a little screw cap underneath. So yes, that's nice. It smells nice. I like that fragrance. It's a fragrance I used to hate, and then I really came to love it. Excuse me. Next we have a fragrance that has been popularized by both Ramsey and Galen. Galen was one of the first people to tell me that he absolutely loved this stuff, and then Ramsey did as well. And I got a decant off Ramsey, and it made me love it, so I bought a bottle. I think Ramsey sent us a decant of this. It is Teatro alla Scala. Alla Scala. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it. The double L is alla, and then the single L is Ala. So it's Teatro alla Scala. It's a theatre in Italy, a really famous theatre, and this fragrance is sensational. It's an amber. It's a fruity amber fragrance, and it's dark, and it's thick, and it's sensual. It's beautiful. If this was on a woman, you'd be like wanting to eat her up. It's absolutely stunning. It's very attractive. Love this stuff. I'm looking forward to wearing this in like October, November sort of time, you know, when all the dark fruits are ripe. Nice. Anyway, next we have another amber fragrance, and I must admit I had a cheeky spray of this earlier as well, and it is beautiful. And this is Parfum d'Hermès by Chanel. Lol, no, it's obviously by Hermès, isn't it? It's this is fantastic. This is like an ambery sort of floral, fruity little thing. Absolutely stunning. It's an old bottle as well, I think. When were you born? Oh, God knows. I'd have to ask Anoush, but it feels like an old bottle. It doesn't matter, because even if it's new, it smells beautiful. Absolutely love this stuff for what it is. An amber. And a sophisticated amber. Excuse me. And I am looking forward to wearing this and exploring it. I expect to see some first impressions on all of these fragrances as well. Some of these fragrances, I'll do the autumn ones when the autumn comes around. Next, we have something that is a little bit different. I don't know much about this. But I had a look at it. I looked it up, and I thought to myself, "Go on!" And I'm intrigued by this house. Some of the newer stuff isn't great, but they're quite an old house, and they've got some like interesting classics. And this is called Kazran by Chapard. It's a lovely bottle. I love that bottle. It's like a broken ice cube. It's all like flowing, sharp lines, you know. Let's have a little spray and see what it's like. I'm intrigued to see what it smells like. I've got no idea. It smells a little bit fresh, a little bit woody. We'll see how we go with that one. Might be something to just wear around when you're in the house. You can see me again in the cup. Interesting. A little bit of powderiness coming through there as well. Anyhow, nearly finished. Don't worry. Next fragrance is something that's become a little bit rare, and I got sent a sample decant of this by a Nouge, and I really wanted it, and then I didn't want it, and then I did want it again, and I've ended up just getting it. It's only a 40ml, and it's another Gaultier, and it is Gaultier squared, or Gaultier 2, whichever you want. Really interesting. I recently inflated prices on eBay, and it usually comes as 2 bottles, and they like turn back to back and they're like magnetized to each other, you know. I'm sure you've seen it, but if you haven't looked it up, it's quite interesting. That is a cap rather than a sprayer, which I thought it was at first. There we are. I've got a decant of this. This came full presentation, so I'm going to use the decant first and then use up that. That's more of like an ambery sort of fragrance. Okay, so we're down to the final 3. First one of these is a Chanel, and it is a backup. In fact, both. 2 of these are backups, but you'll see why I've saved them to last. They are very rare. 2 of these are Chanel. Well, they're both testers. First off, Antaeus Pour Homme Cologne Sport Cologne. Rare as hen's teeth. In production for a year. In 85. 84, 85. Beautiful. Glad I could get a backup of this. I intend to wear this during the summer now. Sport cologne. It's just a lighter version of Antaeus. It's a little different from the original. There's a little bit more going on at the top, a little bit less going on at the base, but it's still absolutely exquisite. I highly recommend that you try and get yourself a bottle of this if you can find it. Lovely. Next, how big are you? You're not very big. Flacon d'Essai. Tester. Type Clear Bouquet. Compounds Jasmine, Jonquil, Moss of Wood, Modern Active Fresh. A vintage Cristal. A little tiny one. I think that might be a 30ml. Beautiful. I'm looking forward to wearing that. I've got a splash bottle of a vintage as well. The Eau de Toilette is placed as such that it makes us think it's an older bottle, but I don't know how old. Most interesting. Love it. Second to last. I miscounted, sorry. Second to last is a vintage bottle of Jerez. I am delighted. I love this bottle. I love the colour. It's 100ml. It's from the early 2000s. Very irisy. It's a Soliflor. It says on the back. Soliflor Iris. It was a tester. Well, it still is a tester, I suppose, but I took the sticker off. I don't know why. It's very... I don't want to say it's flat, but it's... it doesn't do much. It's very much what you get at the top is what you get in the mid is what you get at the base. I'm not sure how it compares to the modern, but it would be interesting to see. But I've sprayed this on a couple of times already as well, and I really like this stuff. Still looking for me perfect iris. This might be it. I do some iris videos soon, because I've got a few good ones. So we'll see how it goes. That is Vintage Jerez, or the old presentation, we'll say. Next, last but certainly not least, I have been told that this is a 70s bottle. And the reason this is a 70s bottle is because Anuj found this box, and on the bottle there is a sticker that says Palmer's Company. Palmer's Company was a company in Toronto or Canada that would box up and make the they didn't make the perfume in Canada, but they distributed it in Canada for French companies. And Palmer's Company apparently went to the wall in the late 70s or the early 80s. So Anuj assures me this is a late 70s bottle. And what bottle could it be? It is this. We'll do an unboxing. It is a Parfum de Toilette Femme Rocha. This is the box. On the bottle, you can see Palmer's Company, Toronto, Canada. Made in France. I will show you what is inside. 100 mils. Parfum de Toilette Femme Rocha. Doesn't actually say Rocha on there, but you know. Parfum de Toilette, we'll say. This stuff is like, it's like dark enough. It looks like something you would drink, you know, like a liqueur. It's got the gold cap. Oh, it's rich and thick and dense and heady. On the base, again, Palmer's Company, Toronto, Canada distributor. Oils imported from France. Yes, that's right. I think they filled it over in Canada, and they imported the oil and stuff and made it over in Canada. So shows you what supply lines used to be like. Anyhow, this has been a nigh on 45-minute video. I shall stop now. I hope you've enjoyed this massive vintage haul with me again. I don't know if there'll be many more vintage hauls. I thought I'd stopped a while ago, and yet here we are. It depends what the vintage sellers can come up with, doesn't it? I've enjoyed this haul. I've been waiting on it for a while. It's finally arrived, and I am delighted. I hope you've enjoyed this video like I have, and I certainly have. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you again. Goodbye.